Hello, welcome to the 360housing.com demo. Wanted to provide you a quick overview of the intern solution that we've created for this year's season. This site is designed to create a variety of options, both furnished and unfurnished, for the interns. This is the landing page in which the interns can do a quick search and/or just see general information about the site. We're going to be able to give them pricing comparisons to see a variety of options, give them information about the locations in the area that their internship is, and also provide the ability to see how it works and place bookings. The intern will be able to go to and search under housing options. This site has a variety of properties and different types of options available through our repository. The intern can easily list the location in which they are completing their internship. They can also look at the calendar to determine when they will need to arrive to be able to come to work on their first day. We have given them some guidelines as to when the check-in and/or check-out time is, so that as they're looking to schedule or book their accommodations, they'll know what the parameters are when making that reservation. We've given them the ability to select how many roommates they're looking to room with, whether we do the actual roommate matching or they know their roommates. This way, as they're looking and trying to determine how they want to spend their money, they can look at what the cost will be associated with that. We've also provided for them a variety of different types of housing options, both furnished and unfurnished. And to give them an easy little quick reference, we've provided a little overview of all the housing types that we're able to accommodate. From a completely furnished package with all of the furniture, the housewares, the linens, utilities set up, and our services, with 2 additional furnished apartment types, really bringing down the type of furniture and a few pieces down to an essential furniture package, which is limited furniture and no housewares and linens. And unfurnished plus, the unfinished plus, has us doing all of the utilities plus cable and internet, and then an unfurnished basic, which would just include the basic utilities that we would do: electric, gas, water, and sewer, but also includes still all the deposits, key arrangement, in the pre-inspections. As always, we will still offer student housing in those areas where it is available for any intern that is looking for that option. The intern can see all of the properties and start to take a look at each individual property, getting a feel for what type of accommodations it has available, as well as where it would be located. Or they can do a search through the queues. They can also determine what they're willing to spend, and they can move their price range slider to determine what they want to spend each month and what kind of options will be available based on their budget. Scroll through. There's pages of options and information. So this is just a student housing option that's available later in the season, that if someone was arriving later in June would be available, giving them a brief description, photos, and then letting them know what the cost would be based on the roommate associated with it, giving them some general addresses, and then some features in a map. Let me go back up here, do a search, and drill in a little bit more to just Seattle as the example. So we'll look at the lyric just as a example. So again, another property. These again will tell them what type of options are available, and what they could potentially get. You'll see that if they click on it, they can see what's included. So the furnished standard, they can see specifically what's included, so they can determine, well, for that price, I get those items. Is that what I'm looking for? Is that what I would like to have? And then it would tell them that to be able to stay within the $2,000 range, they would need to have 3 roommates to have those type of accommodations. So again, a variety of budgets, a variety of options within one property that they can book from. Again, they can see where the apartment is. They can see if what the amenities or the features would. We have made it known that because of the air conditioning, there isn't really air conditioning in the Washington, Oregon, or California properties. So we wanted them to make sure they were aware of that. And then we do try to give them guidelines to let them know that there are only 2 people that can be in the apartment per bedroom. If this is an option that they're interested in and they want to move into, they can go ahead and do the book now. The book now is going to take them to a wizard in which they can start to place their reservation, and it would send directly to the booking team. So as you can see, I've already actually set up a profile. The profile is very easy. It's a first name, last name, email address, phone number, and the company that they're doing their internship with. In their profile, they can tell us about them. Here we give them an overview that, if they do not know all the roommates, so maybe they've picked an option where they need 3 roommates, maybe they know somebody they want to live with, maybe they don't know anyone they can live with. We let them know that we will go ahead and do the roommate matching for them. So we provide kind of text throughout the site to keep them familiar and give them as much information as possible so they're completely aware of what they will have. We ask some general questions about them so that we can find out and be able to very specifically do the best job we can to match them with someone of like preferences. We do ask about their MBA statuses so we can work to match those type of interns together as specifically as possible. What are their preferences for studying, sleeping, how social are they? Do they have any medical conditions that we need to be aware of? How do they like to spend their time? What type of activities are they in? So the general questions that, at least as we're trying to have like personalities and like living patterns, we can look at all of those and find the best roommate situation for them. After they've completed the profile, they would click Next. The booking wizard will allow them that in their profile, if they do have their roommate, again, we'll provide them the description. We'll let them know that if they do know their roommates, they can list them below. That we will need to get all of the information and a booking form from each roommate before their reservation is secured, so that it's important that they make sure their roommate will be getting a notification from us, but that they also complete their booking process as soon as possible, because we will not be able to secure the apartment until all roommates have completed the booking process. But it's very simple. They can just type in their roommate's name, their email address, and their phone number. Click Add, and it'll get listed under their profile as an intern that they placed, that they'd like to live with. You'll see that the status in the system knows that that person has not registered yet. So they will get a notification from us that they need to register and place a reservation. The system will automatically do that. So based on the property that they have selected when they click the book now, we have that recorded that that was their first preference, and that's the property that they are looking to book first. We also have gone in and picked the locations that were the closest to the option that they selected because of availability, and we want to make sure that we meet their needs. We also are asking them to give us their top 3 locations besides the location they picked, so that we can get them as comfortable and as close to the option that they selected as possible, should that apartment not be available based on the bookings that we're receiving. So they do have a variety of options to pick from, to say, yep, I could also do that one, that would work. Or I would go to Alley 24. This provides our team a good variety of options that they know will meet the interns' needs, so that we can again find them and place them in the accommodations that will best fit their needs for their price point, based on the size, the location, the amenities, and the start dates that they have requested. So you'll see here's the property they picked. Here are the next closest locations based on this address, and here are the locations that the intern has said, yes, these will work as well. If these don't work, what we've also asked is that the intern give us, well, what's your criteria? What are you looking for in accommodations, and how do you make your decision? Is it based on the amenities, maybe the fitness center, the social space, the distance? Are you looking to have bike racks close to dining? What is it that you really would like to have in your living space that will make the decision? So they can also tell us what's most important in the property that they're looking for. Again, just trying to narrow down for our team to give them the best option possible that's available. After they click next, the system's going to take them to the site to secure their payment, so that we can move forward with confirming their booking. The overview basically lets them know that it is required to give a credit card, that we will be charging them up front for the entire length of their stay, based on the selection that they're making. We let them know that their reservations are non-cancelable, and that we must obtain all of their roommates and their roommates' credit card before we are able to secure the booking. So once they've provided that information, we will send out the notifications as I indicated. We will collect all the information. We will collect all the credit cards. We will charge those credit cards, and then we will assign the apartment. They will be notified when all of the roommates have been notified, and they will receive communications throughout the process, so they know exactly what's happening. They'll know when their roommates have registered. They'll know when we have received and secured all of the information. They will know once, probably about within 10 days of just giving us their information, that we're moving forward with the finding their location. And then we have indicated to them that we will be contacting them to arrange their arrival and key delivery, and that we will be confirming their address 30 days prior to their listed check-in dates. This way, we've walked them through what the process looks like. We do have built-in automated communications throughout the time, from the time they make a placement to the time they actually arrive, so that we can continuously communicate with them, and they know what's going on, and they don't feel like they placed a reservation, they gave a credit card, and they have no idea what's happening afterwards. There is a spot where they can contact us, so they will always have our information and be able to reach us, but we do have communications going out to them. So they would fill in their credit card information. We do have our standard terms and conditions. This would be the same as if they were booking directly with us. So we've listed, what the agreement means, the financial responsibility, check in, check out. We have listed that there are no pets permitted with these reservations, are no smoking policy, what happens if you lose keys, what they're responsible for in the apartment. We encourage them to get insurance. So the standard guidelines, and they do have to under their reservation when they're booking, they do have to accept those terms. So they would click, I have accepted the terms and conditions, and they would be able to confirm their booking. In that, they'll get their congratulations. They'll see that their housing is secured. They'll be told that we'll be looking for their preferences location, and that we'll be working on getting a match based on the preferences that they've put in there, and giving them updates within the next 10 days as we're collecting the information from their roommates, the credit cards, and securing their address within 30 days of their arrival. Now, the other thing that will be happening is that within their profile, they'll be able to track everything that's happening with that. So under my profile page, I now can see what I've requested. And as we are updating the system and as they're getting their, we've confirmed their booking, we will be feeding that information back to this profile. So at any point, once we've confirmed the address, we will be syncing that back and we will be providing those updates. So we'll be listing their address, we'll be listing their roommates, anything they need to know around their arrivals we'll be listing under their profile. So they will always have a real-time place to go to actually check on their booking, to check their reservation, to find out information about their apartment. That's so that they have the ease and comfort of always knowing what's going on. We will still be sending them communications, but again, giving them their own hands-on experience and letting them control it and check it when they want. This is a direct feed from our system. So again, anything and everything pertaining to their reservation can always be found in their profile. If they have changes, the system will flag them. If they try to go in and change something around their reservation, it'll flag them to notify us, and there'll be specific directions on how that would happen. Once we change, if we make any of those changes, we would accept those. We would change them in our system, and they would be reflected once again in the profile or in their reservation profile. So hopefully that gives them the ability to really manage their process on their own, but give them every piece of information that they need so that they feel like they're in control of the process as well. A couple of other things that are available while they are searching is we've just given them some general information as to, you know, what it's like to stay with us in these properties, so they understand around the smoking, the rules, how to enter apartments, the inspections, liability, you know, really trying to educate them as much as possible so that they completely understand, you know, what they're kind of signing up for. We've also provided an FAQ page that they can click on various questions, and I'm sure as we are getting more questions or as we come across a variety of questions, we will add more to this. But you know, they can find out how we're matching roommates, you know, what's the process, is parking included, things like that. What do they do if they get themselves locked out? So we, again, wanted to create a very self-driven experience, but give them as many tools as possible so that they felt in control and they felt educated on what was entailed and on what they would be doing, where they would be living, and how they could handle everything. And last, we always give them the ability to contact us. So we do have an 800 number. We do have an email address. Our 360 team will be there on hand to reach out to them during the reservation process if they need us, and while they are living in our accommodations in any of the cities. So again, they can come in, search for any location, look for, you know, decide on roommates, decide on budget, pick locations that they're interested in, that may work within their budgets, make bookings. As I mentioned, you know, they can check that. If they come back to the site and are looking for something else, they can always check the reservation status. As I mentioned, there's the ability to request update, so they can send us notifications and see what's happening with their reservations. So again, they can keep coming back to the site for a variety of things. Another feature too is if they're on the site and they think it's cool and it works and they want to tell somebody they know that accepted an internship, they can tell a friend. So we're hopeful that they will, you know, tell anybody they want about the site so that they'll also mention to them. And that we'll get more and more referrals, and we will get as many as of the lump sum population and be able to accommodate them as possible. So that's what we have today. Hopefully this helps as you're educating your team and as you're educating the interns. If there's anything we can do, please feel free to reach out to us at any point in time. We appreciate your partnership and look forward to a successful intern season. Thank you.